Again, remember, not alien, exotic. Don't know what it means. We also don't know whether or not this shit is very, very old, or if this stuff's very, very new. That's the other thing, is that, but they all are pointing to,
it can't be
Roswell was the beginning of all this, and you know what started Roswell? The Manhattan Project, which is why I'm
together.
While Marcus is doing so much hard work on the history series, my plan is, as it goes, is to completely just destroy all his work, sandbag the hours of work by connecting it back to Roswell. But guess what? I might be fucking right.
Well, you just might be.
You might need a bet on me, fuckers.
Well, I'll be here, make sure the friendship doesn't totally dissolve.
He's looking for the distraction.
Into utter chaos. Well, on a serious note as well, just briefly, I just think this story is insane. Out of Cleveland, nearly 30 kids have been missing. We talked about it on Open Lines yesterday.
This is a
Missing People episode.
So sad.
According to Police Chief John Majoy, he's never seen anything like this in 33 years. They're black kids, 12 to 17 years old. They are gone. And a lot of people are saying they ran away, but kids don't run away. This is what the police chief had to say. He says there's always peaks and valleys with missing persons, but this year it seems like an extraordinary year.
Oh, yeah, and there's another sad piece of news when it says Cleveland has reported, this is from Forbes, has reported an alarming increase in missing children, but although the available data makes it unclear just how big of an increase it is over previous years.
It's horrifying.
It's really fucked up.
So this is, human trafficking, human sex trade, the people that go under the radar, people fall through the cracks. Just want to highlight that a little bit.
Yes.
I have no idea. They didn't run away. Maybe one, but kids just don't run away.
No, not in a group. Unless because a lot of times they run away in a group and they show up someplace else is because they're stopping an evil clown.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they have to do something like that.
I'm Pennywise. Also, just lastly, the sheriff, he does say that they don't know if this is a trafficking thing, a gang activity, or drug related, but it's just very scary. So if you are in Cleveland, be very safe. Also, you know what was weird? They didn't put an Amber Alert out for any of these.
Not if there's too many of them. That's the problem, I guess.
Put multiple Amber Alerts
I feel
out.
like they put one Amber Alert, like, there's 30 of them.
Doesn't this seem like...
We'll just let the one rock. Let that one do it all.
This is Pennywise,
No, it's very bad, dude.
This is
Pennywise.
Pennywise.
It's extremely sad.
Check the sewers for balloons.
I would also, if you're interested in stories like this that are extremely sad but also really intense, here on Side Stories, we covered a lot of the quote-unquote real story behind the orphan film, Natalia Grace.
Oh, yeah.
But you should watch this Discovery Plus. This story, I forget what the name of it is. Discovery Plus, The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. The parents need to be in fucking prison. Michael Barnett, that was her adoptive father, and Christine Barnett, they are, the twists and turns of this story are absolutely fucked up. Yes, Natalia Grace was she was sort of she got to be a problem wherever she was, but largely was to do with the fact that she was extremely abused and she was tossed around by super shady Ukrainian, like, weird ass, like, child services that allowed a 6-year-old that was probably 15, allow them to kind of go through all of these systems. It is a wild story, and it's not good.
Weird, yeah.
It's not good. But Natalia Grace was, at some point, like, if there was a part of me that said, if you moved the Warwick Davis's Leprechaun character to a nice, like, apartment complex somewhere, like in, like, where they did it in Indiana, the first one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's like one person became a locus of chaos around a bunch of people because basically Natalia Grace took the abuse that she suffered and then kind of spread it about amongst a bunch of people.
Absolutely. The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, Natalia.
It's a crazy story. And that poor girl, I feel a lot for Natalia Grace. She needed a lot of help.
She says, this is my side of the story, and I'm going to say what happened because I never get a chance to say
She doesn't.
That's really interesting.
Harrowing. The father is one of the shadiest humans in documentary history.
The adopted father?
Oh, yeah, dude. It has a full Jinx moment. It has a bunch of stuff because they are weirdos because the adoptive father is trying to fully throw Natalia Grace under the bus. But now there's a lot of shit that's coming up that's showing that they really abused that little girl during a period of time. And yes, when he got her, he did get her legally aged to 22. But she was probably 14 years old.
Yeah, how do they do that? Like rings on a tree?
You find the right shithead judge in the right shithead Indiana court circuit, which is just complete. It is the worst.
Anywhere.
Not to be anything. I mean, we have our listeners in Indiana, but things are
everywhere.
Things are fucked up there right now. And they basically went to a guy who just didn't give a shit. Basically just didn't give a shit. Passed it all, declared a child 22 years old, and then just unleashed that child on a neighborhood. They basically then just moved her around to a bunch of places where she literally probably physically couldn't change her clothes or take care of herself or operate a stove. So she used to break into people's homes and steal their food, steal their alcohol, get hypersexual with the little boys. Like, that's all the weird shit where, like, they'd find Natalia Grace out playing with all the kids in the neighborhood and try to take their pants off and shit. Real weird because she was all messed up.
Well, it seems like, you know what? Seems like there's a lot to unpack there. Seems like there's a lot to unpack there.
I actually feel like that case is even more complicated than the UFO case.
It might be. Also, Leprechaun, as long as you don't steal his gold, I think he'd be a fine bunkie.
Just let him have his gold.
All right. Well, speaking of children and cool pastors, cool church. Look at this
you want to
piece
go
of
right
shit.
to this really great story.
Of course
good.
I do.
Keep it really.
Because these people are the ones on the front lines protesting outside of drag shows, and they're the real perverts themselves.
Always.
South Carolina youth pastor accused of filming girls in his church because the church
While they were singing in the choir? Or?
No, when they were showering. Because you know how sweaty you get after you do 12, 13 laps in the church.
It's just praising Christ.
Why does a church have a shower?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I invite a pastor over to watch me shower once a week, but that's just because that's his punishment. He's on parole.
Yeah, this guy looks like...
And so I feel like that's really a good idea. I think that we should do for every pastor that is on parole for some form of like child crime or stuff, make them watch a 40-year-old man shower.
Oh,
watch him. Shower, fully shower, just like put on my antifungal nail polish, watch me shit. Like, you'd be like, yeah, you like it? Yeah, getting horny for it.
Well, a former South Carolina youth pastor, again, he was arrested and charged last week on accusations. He videotaped at least 6 girls young as 14 years old. The guy's name is Daniel Kellen Mayfield. He looks like someone who doesn't agree with Hitler, just loves the way he looks.
He just loves, he has a Nazi's haircut and a pervert's mind, which I guess makes him... he just needs to go away. I hate this fucking cool pastor look.
Oh, it's always the worst. He looks like he was at Charlottesville marching about blood and soil. The man's a total fucking piece of shit. This is according to a parent. They say he took advantage of them in a vulnerable situation, and this is not just a one-time deal. It seems to be going on much longer. We don't feel like he needs to be released for any reason. Again, there is something worse about this man's position of power, putting himself in that position, knowing exactly what he was going to do, and videotaping these young girls. So this guy, if there's fucking douchebag of the week, it's Daniel Kellen Mayfield. And just if you know this guy, or if you're in South Carolina, if you see him, just like throw eggs at him and make his life a living hell. Because again, there's something so predatory about putting yourself in that position. And it's just so disgusting.
Yeah, of course.
People,
you
know, the 14-years that go to, like, people don't go to church when things are going great. So oftentimes they just, take advantage of people at their lowest.
But I feel like it's a really good awareness we've been doing.
Yeah.
Kissel, like, honestly, we're helping bring justice. But let's celebrate one great American as well.
Okay, sure.
Stoneman Willie.
Who the heck is Stoneman Willie?
One of America's oldest mummies. And he's finally being allowed to be buried.
Wait, why didn't they bury him?
Oh.
Isn't being mummified kind of being buried?
No, because he's on the road.
What?
Reading, Pennsylvania. Now, this is officials with All Man Funeral Home in Reading.
Wait, it's called the All Man?
All Man. It's AUMAN. So, All Man
okay.
Funeral Home.
That's the sound you make when your friend dies.
Oh, man. Stoneman Willie finally going to sleep. See, Stoneman Willie is one of America's oldest mummies, but he's a real daddy to this community. And he's a century-plus resident of the funeral home. Now, you're going to hear his story. Now, there's now an opportunity to go see him this year before they bury him. So remember, this is Yeah, this year. So you get to Reading. You got to get to Reading. It is the 275th anniversary of Reading, Pennsylvania. And he is going to be the featured guest at the parade, October 1st. And then October 2nd through October 6th, he's going to be an opportunity. You can go say hello to Stoneman Willie.
Oh.
He's going to be dressed in period dress for some reason, which is kind of disgusting.